Hello, welcome. So I know it's been a while and I'm very nervous. Anyway, welcome. Hi. I am planning to actually have a podcast. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna go as I'm planning. But anyway, welcome. My name is Sharon. If you don't know me already, and welcome to listening to me ramble because I do enjoy rambling about. Anyway, um, I wanted to talk about struggling as I don't want to say as a 30-year-old because I just made it into 30s. Thank goodness I've made it. A lot haven't made it. I need to be more appreciative, but I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of struggles lately, and not just lately. I feel like I don't know if this is everybody, but I think since lockdown, I've had a lot of struggles. I really have had a lot of struggles mentally. I feel like there is a lot of things I never went through before lockdown, and then I feel like after lockdown, I've had so much struggles that I did not know what to do. I did not know who to speak to. I felt like I was bothering people, telling them how I felt, and because I'm the kind of person that just tells people how I feel, and I feel like at some point I reached a point where I was like, I think I'm saying too much to this person. Do you ever feel like that? I don't know if there is people who actually ever feel like this, but I felt like, yeah, you're probably talking too much to this, but telling this person a bit too much that they're probably not interested in knowing. They probably don't want to know any of this, stuff. Like, I don't know, and I feel like it's not that some people aren't supportive, but they probably just don't know how to support you because you struggle. It's a constant thing. Like it's not changing. You improve today, but you go back to exactly the same state when you go back. And like obviously, when you speak to people and tell them how you feel, I feel like it goes into the same thing. They'll tell you exactly the same thing. Try this and this and this and this. And I think as the people around you that support you, it goes into them thinking, I've already told you that. But again, if you're struggling, you don't think about anything somebody's told you, you're just struggling. Like mentally, you just mentally in a bad place. And I think I've had a lot of that where I'm just being repetitive to my friends. And yeah, like in even when they advise me in my head, I'm like, yeah, they've told me that. But it's just, I feel like it's just you want somebody to understand you and you're looking for somebody to listen to you and just, I don't know how to explain it. You just want somebody to kind of like put themselves in your shoes and hopefully they'll understand you, or you're hoping that that person's gone through, not to wish them bad, but gone through a certain way so they'll understand how you feel. Just because one minute you're okay and another minute you're like jumping into a different phase of like just feeling really bad. You don't want to get up, or you don't feel like getting up, or you don't feel like eating, you're not even hungry, you're just not getting up, you're struggling. And I feel like I don't know how many people are going through this, but I feel like there is a lot of people that actually are struggling. And I think since lockdown, because never in a million years would I ever have thought I'd struggle mentally. And I've always thought I'm mentally very strong, like I'm a very confident person. And I think it's not lack of confidence. I don't think that it is, but I do. I think I found myself even more often losing my confidence, and I know it's there. Like when I've got, I'm like, where did this go? Like it's as though it was hidden in this little box, and it was just there, and I'm out of that little box, and I'm somewhere where I don't know where everything is gone. Where I feel like I've lost my confidence. I feel like I've lost who I was. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand where my appetite's gone because I'm such a foodie. Like I enjoy eating so much food, and all of that is just gone away. It's just been taken away. Like honestly, it just changes me into the very ugly person that I don't like. And I don't know. Like I hate talking about it just because it makes me feel like I'm mentally going back in that place. I'm not exactly going back, but it just takes me back. Me talking about it takes me back into remembering how much I hate being in that state. Like just not wanting to get out. It's bad. It's bad. I really, really hope people talk about it because I don't think many people actually want to talk about it. Um, but when I'm up and running, I think it kind of pushes me as well, and I'm like, you know what, 3 days ago or last week I was in such a bad place that now I want to run so fast and get away from it. Like I want to do this and this and this and this so I can avoid it, so I don't have to go back in that state, so I don't have to, you know, feel that way, so I keep myself busy just so I never go back in that place. And it's as though that didn't like it didn't happen. Like when I'm happy and around people and laughing and everything, it's as though nothing happened. But then when it comes back, it just jumps, it sneaks up on you like so fast that you'll come from smiling so much and laughing and just, you know, rejoicing with your friends and, you know, enjoying whatever you're doing, and it will just slowly sneak up on you in a way that I don't know how to explain it, because I think I always call my friend and I'm like, you know what, we've just been laughing and like right now I'm just feeling like this, and it's like two different people. The feeling is it literally says always two different people, because I was laughing and then minutes later I'm like just feeling really sad, and it just sneaks up on you. And I don't know how people control it. I really don't know how people manage, because I feel like there is a lot of people that actually have this, or a lot of people that actually struggle with this, but they don't know how to get out. Like they don't know how to get themselves out. I feel like I do manage, like me talking to people and telling my friends how I feel, even though it's the same thing. My friends will keep telling me the same thing, like the closest friends that I tell about how I feel usually, they'll always tell me, try and do this, try and go out, or they'll be like, let's go for a coffee so you can get out of that place, you know, like that change of environment will kind of help. And even though they've said that, I'll feel like I don't have the energy to actually get ready and get out. But it's like once you get out, it's actually different. It changes how you feel. It changes, like when I get that moment, I'll leave my windows open, just so when I come back to a completely different place, and I don't have to come back in that same negative, sad place I left. It's different. But like when you have somebody that's so supportive and understands you, it really matters. It really matters. And I think I want most of my friends to understand how much I appreciate them, the ones that I tell when I'm struggling, and I tell them how sad I feel, and I'll start crying, and it's sad. It makes me sad feeling like that, because I don't even see myself in that moment. Not like I don't see myself, but like it's like I don't see the sadness. It's just there. Like I just feel the sadness, and it's like nothing else I see. No matter what somebody tells me, oh, you're this, you're strong, you're this, you're that, you don't see that. You literally completely see none of that. You just feel everything. You feel all your emotions and everything, like everything that makes you sad, and you're trying to run away from it. It's hard, but I think it counts to have people around you that care about you, that will support you. It really matters. It really matters, and I really hope that everybody gets somebody like that, somebody that understands them, somebody that will listen to them when they tell them how they feel, because it really matters. Just somebody telling you something, and then you being able to listen. I think most of the time all you want is somebody to listen to you and like, I don't know, advise you on like how you can get out, you know, because sometimes honestly I would struggle to go to the gym. I never had such a problem. I used to go to the gym 5 times a week. Like that's not, I don't know, but since lockdown, like I've had more, especially during lockdown, like I was okay at the beginning of it, and then later on I just found myself like struggling to even go to the gym, and I wouldn't go. And I think the longest I've ever not gone to the gym since ever starting gym was going over a year without going to gym. That's how bad it went. But I really want to say that if you're going through such a place, if you're struggling to get out, try to push yourself. Wake up and shower. That could be hard. I do get those days, but I think sometimes for me to try get out of that place, I think what I do is when I get up, say I'm getting up to go to the toilet, I'll go to the toilet and straight away jump into the shower. Once I've showered, like nothing's gone, but there is a big difference once I've showered. Brush my teeth really quickly, get dressed, and I don't care how I look. I may not put on makeup. Sometimes I put on makeup kind of just because that kind of like lifts me up. Is kind of like changing from like the environment I've been in, to the environment I am in now. And I think just wearing lipstick, I'm like, you know what, I feel good. Then I'll just jump out. Like I'll literally get my shoes on and go for a coffee. And most people will be like, well, she's always spending so much time in Starbucks, blah blah blah. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you can afford it, go to wherever you need to go. Go to your Starbucks, go to your Costa, go to your nearest coffee shop. I'm not saying everybody affords it, but all I'm saying is just go grab a coffee. It doesn't matter, like in an environment where there is other people, an environment where you're gonna see a little kid walk around and do something funny, and that will keep you smiling, that will get you smiling, and you literally jump out of feeling like that. It may not completely take away how you were feeling. If you leave your windows open and just get out, that will help. Honestly, just wake up, jump in a shower, brush your teeth, go back, get ready, do your bed. Just make sure you do your bed, because I feel like doing your bed does a difference, because when you're jumping back into that bed, it changes how you feel. And sometimes what I've realized that kind of helps me is changing the sheets and changing the covers, like, because when I'm coming back and I'm jumping into that bed, like at the end of the day, it feels as though I'm in a completely different bed. Like I'm in the same bed, but like a happier bed, a more I don't know, even if I've put the sheets on yesterday, I've realized that when I change my beds after being sad, it just changes. Like the environment is completely changed. Like I feel like everything is fresh. I feel like it's new. Like I'm in a whole back new place. So like I'm back to me, and not the sad me that I was feeling, you know, anxious or sad or whatever. Yeah, like I do think if a lot of people really try to do certain things, because sometimes people say have a routine, I feel like, and I think I remember recording something during the lockdown where I was really struggling, and I didn't post it, but I feel like a lot of people are saying have a routine, have a routine, have a routine. No, I tried to have a routine, it didn't work. It really didn't work, because I had a routine and I was waking up at the same time. I had several alarms waking me up. That did not work. Like just having a routine, it helps, but not all the time. Honestly, sometimes you just mentally not able to actually jump into that routine, even though you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I think it's just that, like the little change that you do to make that little jump from, okay, I have a whole routine, but I'm jumping that routine and doing something different. That way your mind, because I feel like your mind sneaks up on you and it ignores what you're going to do, and you know you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. I think just, yeah, change, have a routine, a very productive routine, but I feel like don't rely on a routine to help you mentally. I feel like try to do things that will keep you going. Like if you don't always read a book, I buy books, so I randomly buy books. If you don't always read a book, try to read a book. I feel like I've realized that there is a lot of things that excite me. I've started doing Duolingo, and I've realized that the more I've actually achieved those little points that you achieve in your like get fast place or this and that, that excites me, and I'm like, oh, I'll do more, and that will excite me. And then when I'm like either first place or second place, I've realized that that gets me so excited to the point that, oh, you know what, I feel good. Like it will make me jump out of how I was feeling. And then the other thing I do is once I've had a shower, go out. Like I try every day my routine. Like people say don't have a routine, and I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm coming back and saying, let me not confuse you, have a routine, but like specific routine, not a routine where you're getting up, drinking water, doing this, doing that. Like you could do the something but in a different order. That way you may forget something, but at least you're still changing something. Your mind is not gonna sneak up on you, because I feel like if your mind knows what you're doing, this one after another, like have a routine. You could say, oh, I'm running at this time every day. No, don't. I feel like I'm not gonna say don't follow it, because it might work for some people, but for me it doesn't work. I have to change a few things. But I feel like the other thing that really helps me is drinking water when I wake up. If I don't drink water, I'll struggle to drink water throughout the day. And then once I don't drink water, I'll struggle to eat. If I don't eat, that is when I easily actually jump into a really bad place. Like if I've not eaten, because I'll easily just, my body will just, it's like I'm wilting. Honestly, like a plant with no water, no food, no nothing, just dry. I'll start to wilt slowly. I won't feel it. I'll just be like, I haven't eaten, I'm still fine. But I'll start slowly drop to that point that I'm not even able to get out of bed. So I've realized if I drink water, the fast glass, once I've had a shower and I've, you know, gotten ready, even if I just jump out of bed, not brush my teeth, and I just drink water and then go shower, whatever, depending on how I'm feeling. Like I feel like that water does change how you feel. Like in the morning when you drink a nice cold glass of water, it kind of like wakes your body up. In coffee, sometimes I'll be feeling really really sad. If you're not a coffee person, you don't have to have it. But with me, it does not help how I feel sad, but it boosts. It kind of like boosts me up, and then I'll kind of like be more jollier than I was, or than I probably would have been. Like I'll just be like feeling sad, and I'll be like, oh, you know, I speak to my friend, and I'll be like, oh, you know, I'm feeling, I don't know, I'm not feeling up to this and this and this, and then something will be clicking, like, probably because you didn't have coffee. Yes, I think that's obviously the whole point of coffee, I guess. But sometimes I'm okay, and sometimes I'm like, nah, I'm not having coffee today. I feel fine. I don't need it. But on the days where I feel sad, I'm like, I'll have coffee, and coffee will still not work. It'll bust me up for like an hour or so, and then I'll need to drink it, and I don't want to have to rely on it. I feel like I honestly don't want to have to rely on it. But there is days, I'm not gonna say like this is what works for me. There is days where it will like boost me up really well, and I'll be like, this is what I needed. Like, so a cup of coffee in the morning is probably not the best thing. Like, if you start with water, that does help me, because the cold water kind of wakes my body up. And then the other thing I've noticed is when I have a shower, even if it's cold outside, as long as my house is warm inside. The other thing I do when I'm feeling sad to kind of like get myself out, I might sometimes forget to do this, and I do sometimes forget it, and then when I remember to do it, I actually do it. Like if I jump in a shower, I'll start the water off warm as normal, and then just before I finish, like to shock my body, to literally just shock my entire body out of how I'm feeling and my mind and everything, I'll just literally flick it to cold, completely cold, and I'll just stay there like shivering. But it does help me a lot, I've realized, because my mind did not expect that. I've just been having very warm water and just making everything very comfortable to my body temperature. Whereas the change of the cold water on your body, like I'll shock it quickly, and then I've got to make sure I've got my towel there, just so when I'm shivering, I've literally got the towel to keep me warm quickly, and then obviously I'm back into the normal. So yeah, if you're struggling mentally, I know that I do several times, or most. I think I've started to struggle more since after lockdown. In these other things, like I'll try to do to help me get out. I may not do all of these things that I've said in exactly the same like order, but I try to remember to do them. Like I try to remember to have cold water. Once I've had cold water, like I'm okay. It's like today I woke up feeling a little down, and I wasn't feeling myself and everything. I had water because I went with water to bed, and I left it there, and I didn't drink. I drank like a sip before I went to bed, and then I slept. I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I looked at it. I was like, I should be okay. I'm fine. And I'm feeling a bit down. I realized that actually once I drank the water, because I kept telling myself to drink water, and I was like, oh, I'm fine, I'm not thirsty. It's just my mind was telling me drink water, drink water, drink water, and I realized that actually when I drank water, I started to boost myself up slowly, literally, and then an hour later, whatever, like I was like, you know what, I haven't had breakfast. Let me actually make myself a cup of tea. So I'm not exactly relying on that coffee to keep me going, but I think once I've had the water, it's kind of like made me feel better in a way, just because the water was still cold. But also I don't know, like the water does help. I honestly don't know, but it does help, because I started feeling happier. That's how I actually got myself to be like, you know what, let me have coffee. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that strong or anything. Like it wasn't anything to boost me up. It was to kind of like make me feel alright. But yeah, I showered and everything. I knew that I missed it. So you may not do everything in the same order, but like these are the few things I do to help me get out of that bad place, to help me slowly boost myself up, you know what I mean? So anyway, I am gonna end it saying thank you to all my friends that actually do support me when I'm actually struggling, when I'm really really struggling. Thank you, I appreciate you, and I hope you all know that. You know yourselves, because I always call you and I'll be like, I'm really struggling today, I'm feeling all sad, I just been crying just a few minutes ago, an hour ago, or I was struggling to say I've organized to meet somebody, and I was like, oh, actually struggling, I was gonna cancel on you, but I did this and this and this and this, and I'm feeling okay. So yeah, but thank you to all my friends that actually are there for me, supporting me. They listen to me being crazy, and they have to like remind me that, you know, not everything is bad, and obviously to just keep talking to them, to speak to them, because honestly my friends are really supportive, like they're so supportive. I don't know what I'll do without them. I really don't know what I'll do without them. So I want to say thank you, and I hope that, you know, everybody that's out there struggling, this is the things that I'm gonna say that do help me. Like I try to also leave my windows open. These are the things that I do to help me, and I think try them, see how you feel. I'm not gonna advise you to have coffee if you're not a coffee person. And most people are, honestly, coffee doesn't do anything for them. Like I'm that person. I don't rely on coffee that much to, like, I'm not like much of a coffee person, but I feel like I think I've started going to Starbucks more. Most people think I'm addicted to coffee, but no, I go to Starbucks for a reason, to kind of like make myself feel alive again, I guess, because I'll be feeling sad, and literally I'll just get out and go into an environment, a completely different environment, where people are smiling, people are laughing, people are talking, probably doing business meetings, and the customer service, they'll be like, hi, how can I help you, and they're giving you a smile, and they'll have a conversation with you. And like, even if it's just that hello, hi, the smile they give you, it kind of like changes how you've been feeling. It, you know, you sit down and have a coffee and look at the day go by, do something. You know, I do take a book on my laptop and I'll do a few things there. But yeah, it's most of the time I do this thing to kind of like help me get out of the bad place I've been trying, you know, I was going into, or I've been into. So yeah, if you don't have to go, I'm not gonna say go to Starbucks. I don't want people to waste their money. Going to Starbucks is quite expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's really expensive. But it is my place that I would say that's the other place I'd go to if I've not gone to my friends. If I'm not at mine, or I'm not at my friends, I'll say it'll be Starbucks or gym. Like gym is one big thing that I know. Like once I'm feeling up and I'm happy to go, once I'm in the gym, I'm a completely different person. I'll have the confidence nobody in this world has ever had. I'm not gonna lie, I'll have the confidence nobody in the world has ever had. So that's different. And the reason I haven't said it is because sometimes I'll struggle to go to gym. Like I'll struggle to push myself to go to gym. But when I've been able to go, sometimes I'll go for 10 minutes. I'll tell myself, you know what, I don't feel like going to gym, but I'm just gonna go, just because I don't know, like I just tell myself, it's not even because I tell myself, oh, it's gonna help me get off how I'm feeling, but I go just to go to the gym. And then obviously you do see people there, like I don't speak to many people when I go to the gym, but it does help just seeing other people smiling and laughing. And if you've been having a sad day, once you start getting on that treadmill, you start to get excited and feel good. And I think what I do is I time myself, but sometimes I go for like half an hour. Like even when I've wanted to go for 2 hours, I'll be like, you know, I'm not feeling it, half an hour is enough, 25 minutes is enough, I don't care, I'm going home. But as long as I've gone, that will push me to actually go tomorrow. Sometimes I push myself, I don't push myself actually, sometimes I realize that I've gone the second time without, you know, without even thinking about it. It's just, I just end up there, I'm like, I'm back now, you know what I mean. I'm definitely gonna have to have 2 showers now. But yeah, gym is another good thing, but I know that I struggle to push myself compared to how I did before gym. So yeah, it does help most people. So if you're not much of a coffee person, the gym could be your other happy place. So yeah, I'm home, my friends, Starbucks. I think out of all the other coffee places, it'll be Starbucks, then Cafe Nero or Costa. But it's always gonna be Starbucks first, unless I want to be like, oh, you know what, I want to change the coffee and just taste a different kind of coffee. Yeah, then I'll go to probably Starbucks or Cafe Nero. I don't always actually have coffee. I could have something with no coffee, but it's just I go there for environment, and I'm actually happy to pay the price, £6 for a drink that big. I'm happy to pay for that, for the environment and how it makes me feel. Sometimes you gotta invest into how you feel. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like that is my self-care kind of thing, like the cheapest self-care I can afford in that day, to kind of help me kick out, rather than waiting for booking a spa and you have to wait months or weeks or whatever, or for your friends to be ready. Like that is the closest thing, and I'm happy to pay that £6. Most people don't understand it, and most people probably never understand it, but like, to me it makes so much sense. Even though I pay for the gym, that Starbucks will help me go to the gym later on. Honestly, it'll kind of like motivate me to go to the gym, seriously. And sometimes going to the gym, I'll be like, I want to go to Starbucks, but I don't want to drink coffee, so I'll just go to Starbucks, just have whatever drink, coffee or not coffee. But once I've come from the gym, I don't want to drink coffee usually, so I'll just avoid the coffee and have something else. But it's just for the environment and to help me boost how I feel. I'm not sad, so that when I go home, I'm not sad and sat in my bed crying and feeling sad without knowing why I'm feeling sad. Like, cause it just, it just jumps up on you. So yeah, gym could be another thing. Most people are not gym people. I understand that. Most people just probably prefer going for a walk. I am terrified of going for a walk in any bushes or whatever, like anywhere where I'm walking by myself and it's not a place that is a town centre crowded with people. I don't think I can go by myself. This is also something that started after lockdown. I don't think I've ever been like that. I think I have. Since I was a kid, I think I have. But it wasn't as intense as it is now since lockdown. But I think it was worse in lockdown. Now it's a bit better. I can go somewhere and call my friends just so somebody's on the phone with me in case anything happens. In my head, I'm always like, just in case something happens, you just never know. So yeah, I'll literally just call my friends. But yeah, it's not as bad. But if you don't mind going for a walk, some people have dogs. I don't have a dog. I'm not allowed to have dogs where I live, so I can't have dogs or cats. If I had a cat, honestly, I would take my cat for a walk. I would, but I don't have any of that. I don't have any of those pets, so I just have to do gym and everywhere else. Like, yeah, try and do some activities. But if you're struggling out there, just know that you're not alone. Like, we all go through it. I think just try and do a few little things that will help you come slowly out of that place. And if you have friends, hopefully you have the most supporting friends, because I know not everybody has, friends they can rely on or friends they can speak to about how they feel. And more especially, I feel like men get forgotten how they struggle mentally. I feel like as women it's easier to talk about how we feel, but I don't think many men can actually come out to say how they feel. And I think, or I hope that actually, most men can come out and actually say how they feel, because we do understand you're human. We can't expect you to be robots. Like, honestly, everybody's struggling. And I don't know how to explain it, because I feel like I can't speak for men, but I just hope that if you're a guy out there and you're also struggling, I hope you have friends that can understand you. Your female friends will actually understand you. Your male friends may not, but I know that your female friends will understand you. I know how I am with my male friends, and I'm always asking how they're doing. And if I know that they have anything they will be struggling with, I'm always checking in on them. So I know that some of them will like struggle to actually say how they feel, but I really hope that the world gets easier on men and they are able to speak out on how they feel, or they're able to tell people they're struggling and they're not just looked at as though they're robots. But yeah, it's only because I know that I wouldn't want, I don't know, like, I won't want to be in a place that doesn't understand that men do struggle. Like, I hope that the world gets easier. I really do. And so men can speak out as well. Speak to your friends if you can. If you can't, just, you can do things solo. Honestly, I'd advise you. Sometimes I feel better actually doing things solo than tell my friends after I've come out of that bad place. It depends who you are. Some friends, not every friend is good to tell how you feel. I've realized that, just because some people use that against you later on. I'm not gonna lie to you, some people will. They'll pretend to be so supportive, but they will use that against you. So pick your few friends that you trust that will support you because you support them, and they won't support you just because you support them too, but they'll support you and they'll listen to you. I do have friends in like healthcare, and I feel like they understand me more, I think because they work in that environment where they work with people, helping people, supporting people. And when I'm speaking to them, it's as though I'm speaking to somebody that understands what I'm going through, even though they're not going through that, or maybe, I don't know. But yeah, they tend to understand me. So do speak to your friends. try to do a lot of things that will help you get out. Read a book if you're not a book reader. Just do something different. Don't do the same things. I feel like having a routine is good, but don't do something. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you all for listening. I am sorry for rambling this much, and see you later. Thank you. My name is Sharon again.